So, hello everyone. This is Country Music News International. My name's Nigel Sharpe, and today I am speaking to Houston Bernard. And Houston, where are you right now?
I'm in Massachusetts in the United States.
Okay, so just in case anybody else is wondering where I am, I'm sitting in Germany. So there is a large amount of water between me and Houston, but through the wonders of modern technology, here we are. You're over in New England. Nice
I
place to
am.
be. I've the very first time I went to the States, I was up in Vermont at the University of Burlington, which is
Beautiful.
it's a really lovely place. And
Yeah,
that was my first trip, and a great trip it was too. Anyway, so tell us a little bit about yourself. Um,
sure. I'm originally from Oklahoma. I come from a long line of country musicians. I also grew up in Alaska and Massachusetts. Massachusetts is where my mom is from. My dad met my mom touring here. Eventually, they split up. We came back here. But I've been playing country music. I've been playing a lot of different styles of music, and I've had the opportunity to tour extensively in Europe with my old style of music. But country music, which is my roots, I really started getting into it about 8 years ago. I have a few albums out, and my current single is called "People We Are." So we've been doing pretty well with that, better than other songs I've put out. But the country music is my heart, so I love doing it.
So, and People We Are, I mean, that came out, what, just about a month ago, right?
Exactly, yeah, January 15th. And it was written by Kim Penns and Cole Taylor. Cole Taylor's written a bunch of hits for Kenny Chesney, Jason Aldean, a bunch of he's an amazing
Hmm.
writer. And I had the opportunity to record the song, so I went with it.
Where did you do the recording?
I went down to Nashville, worked with Bill McDermott, who's
Hmm.
is an amazing producer, and used studio guys for this one. The past albums I use my own people, and we've recorded here, but the system down there, and I just really was trying to change things up and really sound a little bit different, and we used some studio guys and they just killed it. They killed it in such a short time. We did like a four-song EP basically, or just four recordings, and the guys they nailed them in like 4 hours. And I was like, "What is like these guys are incredible, next level." So it's good.
Yeah, I've heard about Nashville studio musicians.
Oh wow,
That's got to
yeah.
be a dream to work with people like that, or to be one of those guys, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said that the previous recordings you used your band. I mean, you have a regular band, right?
I do, and they're all very good. It's a little different. The process is different down there. It's uh, it's actually quicker and cheaper to do it down there than it is to do here.
Okay.
I didn't realize it was going to be. And then, well, basically, my manager reached out to a couple labels. They're like, well, he doesn't really have that Nashville sound, which was the goal. We didn't want to sound Nashville. We were trying to do our own thing.
Yeah.
And so she convinced me, well, let's try a couple songs, maybe even record somebody else's songs because I write a lot myself. And so I did that. I recorded a couple songs that I did not write, but spoke to me, like "People We Are" and "American Dream," even the single beforehand.
Yeah.
And so we went down there to sound, as Nashville as possible, and whatever that means, because it's there's such a variety of sounds in Nashville. But it was very, it's a strong. It felt very honest, and it's for me, it's my favorite sound is basically the Bruce Springsteen, Mellencamp, circa '84 sound with some modern uh, techniques and touches. So that's what we went with, and it felt very honest. So I'm very proud of the recordings we made.
So what I was watching actually just before we kind of kicked off with this meeting was a little sort of video clip of you playing that lovely guitar that's just sitting right behind you there, that lovely old Gibson. Well, it's not that old, I guess, but that's a great looking guitar, isn't it?
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's the best guitar I ever had, to be honest with you, and I waited many years to get it.
yeah. I'm insanely jealous. There you go. But what I was watching was Dancing in the Dirt. Now, is that one of your songs?
It is. Over the past year, I've been able to write a ton, and "Dancing in the Dirt" is one of the songs I wrote that with Britton Cameron, who's a legendary, in my mind, Nashville writer. He's been around for many years, and I came to him with some ideas, and we've been doing some writing, and that's one of the songs, "Dance in the Dirt." It's a lot of fun. We've started playing it live with the band on live streams, and it's a ton of fun. I love that song.
So when you recorded that little clip, I mean, what were you doing? Were you just sitting in front of your smartphone, or what did you film that with? And how
Um,
did you record it?
which I'm not sure which clip you're talking about.
Well, there's just you and the acoustic guitar,
Oh,
and
yeah,
and it looks like I mean the screen looks like from a smartphone.
it's definitely from a smartphone.
Yeah, because even with the smartphone, that guitar sounds brilliant, and the balance between the vocal and the guitar was really good. And I'm thinking, wow,
Thanks.
it doesn't work for me when I try that, but there you go.
Well, believe it or not, it's taken a lot of practice because it's really easy when you're playing a guitar to not realize how loud this guitar
Hmm.
is
Yeah.
to the listener because it's pointed at you, not at me, right? So I've got to play so quietly that sometimes I can't even hear it. And it's like, okay, make sure you're not out of tune when you're singing. But thank you for noticing. Yeah, it's taken a lot of practice.
So, and how does the songwriting work best for you? I mean, do you like working with other people, or
I
do you
do.
prefer? Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I consider myself an okay writer, and I'm always trying to improve, just like any type of craft that you do. And this past year, I've had the opportunity to work with some great writers that this is all they do. I'm running multiple businesses. I'm one of which obviously is the music, and it's just that takes up all your time. So it's hard to work on a craft constantly. Um, so I've had the opportunity to work with some great writers this past year, and I've come up, we've written a ton. I've written more songs in the past 12 months than I don't even know. I mean, and I'm so proud of all the songs. They're just well crafted songs, and they're very honest. They're my stories, most of them, or at least parts of them. you know, I can't wait to record some of them. That's the thing, though. You get a bunch of songs, and you're like you have to pick the ones to record because you can't record them all.
Yeah.
uh, you run out of budget. So I've got to figure out which ones to record. That's I guess it's a good problem to have.
Is the sort of pandemic situation one of the reasons that you've been writing so much? 'Cause you've had the extra time?
Extra time, a ton of time.
Yeah.
That's really it. Just a ton of time. I was having this conversation yesterday with a friend of mine. Just really trying to find the silver linings because there's always some really tough times, right? And you write songs about it, but at the end of the day, you've got to find the reason to keep going. And for me, a lot of it is being able to create music, and I've also been able to do weekly shows on live streaming, and I'm finding that people are appreciating it, and it's bringing some light to them and some positivity to them. And for me, that brings a lot of meaning to be able to bring my music to people and to lift them up. And I think there's no better purpose than for me, to bring some positivity and some love to people.
You mentioned the live streaming. Have you actually had any live gigs as well this last kind of 12 months?
We did about 4 or 5 outdoor shows. Like we did one on a beach. Um, you know, nothing, nothing too major. Normally we do about 80 to 100 dates a year. So um, it was a change, and we've had a couple full band live streaming, and
So, how often do you do these live streaming things? And do you set that up yourself, or does someone else do it for you?
for the full band, we've done two of them. We did one in December and in January. I was trying to do it every month, but February is kind of a short month, and some guys are out of town or whatever. But I do my weekly acoustic live stream every Monday. Um, 7 p.m. Eastern time on Facebook, and I just do all originals there. I try out some of the new ones. Hey, what do you guys think of this? That kind of thing. And then I also do a weekly on TikTok, which over the past couple months, my manager has really pushed for me to get on there. It's an interesting place. It's a different style of social media. So I do some covers there, and that's a kind of a different show. So I do those two weekly, and hopefully I'll get to do some more live band stuff or live streaming with a full band, I should say.
Yeah. Well, I think we're just about coming up to the end of our time here. If anybody wants to watch these live streams, how do they do that? How do they get
Uh,
on?
the best place to go would be my website, houstonbernard.com. But you can find me on all the socials, Houston Bernard or Houston Bernard Band on Facebook and Instagram. And just, if they have any questions, just hit me up. I always answer my own mail. So,
Okay, good stuff. So everybody, thanks for joining us, and thanks to Houston Bernard for this interview. This
thank you,
is
Nigel.
Country Music News International. My name's Nigel Sharpe. Thanks again, Houston, and
Thanks, bud.
we'll say goodbye.